Harvey made landfall as a major hurricane. On Friday night, Hurricane Havrey, at Category 4 status, made landfall near Rockport, Texas. Rockport, Texas is about 50 miles northeast of Corpus Christi. So Corpus Christi didn't get hit that bad at all. Wherever the hurricane usually landfalls, that's where all the damage is really concentrated. And we saw all the damage yesterday, and it's a lot of damage. Harvey was rapidly strengthening all the way up to landfall. And I mean all the way up to landfall. Just about 3 hours before it made landfall, it was upgraded to a Category 4 status. So it was already a major hurricane, it just got upgraded to a whole nother level on Cat 4 status. Harvey really deepened the eye, and Harvey made its eye pretty big in diameter. This spelled major trouble for Texas. Harvey making landfall as a perfectly symmetrical hurricane with a deepening eye and deepening eye wall, it was guaranteed for there to be damage. And the damage is just devastating. All these pictures are from the aftermath of Harvey. All of the structural damage really just happened near the Rockport area of Texas because that's where Harvey made landfall. That's where the strongest winds were from the hurricane. You have flooding all over the streets because of Harvey's tremendous rainfall. You have roofs collapsed or completely flown off and pushed 100 yards in the distance. You have buildings completely destroyed. You have walls completely ripped off of buildings. The damage is just devastating. If you were living anywhere in between Corpus Christi and Port Lavaca, I hope you evacuated because you did not want to mess with a major hurricane such as Harvey, especially a Category 4 hurricane that's rapidly developing all the way until it makes a landfall. You don't mess around with that. Harvey was looking great all the way until landfall and is still looking great a day later. Harvey had that deep eye with a symmetrical hurricane shape. It looked beautiful, but I know Harvey was gonna take a life from somebody, and Harvey did just that. As of right now, the report is that Harvey has killed one person, and there's many more people injured because of Harvey. Let's hope the total stays there, but listen, you don't mess around with a major hurricane. If they ask you to evacuate, evacuate. Harvey right now is a tropical storm at 65 miles per hour. So over the past 24 hours, Harvey has weakened about 70 miles per hour. Went from 130 miles per hour to 65. And here's the big thing, Harvey is stationary. And let me tell you why. There is nothing pulling or pushing on Harvey at all. Since there's nothing pushing or pulling on Harvey, Harvey is just sitting and dumping tremendous rainfall amounts. It's absolutely crazy. We already have reports of 15 inches already in just the past 24 hours, and you've got many days to come. If you live in the Houston area or anywhere north of Corpus Christi, expect a lot more rain. Maybe upwards of 30 inches of rainfall. Just imagine 30 inches of snow? Well, try imagining that in rain. It's gonna cause some flooding. Rivers are gonna overflow, streets are gonna overflow, water's gonna get into houses. Harvey's gonna make it a mess for anyone living in between Corpus Christi and Houston. Because yet again, Harvey's just stationary. It's just sitting there and dumping whatever it has left. And it's still got the Gulf of Mexico to work with to pull in that extra moisture. So that's not helping out at all. But come Thursday, Harvey's gonna start moving away. Finally, right? There's 3 scenarios for Harvey moving out. The first one has Harvey tracking due west and sort of dying near the El Paso River, in between the border of Texas and Mexico. The second option is for Harvey to travel directly north to the Dallas area and die somewhere near the Dallas area. And the third option is for Harvey to keep on looping around the next couple of days, get to the Gulf of Mexico, and make a second landfall somewhere near the Houston area or the Louisiana-Texas border. But that one seems the less likely. That's great. But until then, everyone that has been affected by Harvey right now is going to continue to be affected by Harvey until it finally pulls away Wednesday and Thursday. I wish you the best if you were in the path of Harvey. You really did not want to mess with a Category 4 major hurricane. I just want to touch on this. Do you remember Invest 92L? We've been talking about Invest 92L for around like 12 days now. It made its trek across the Atlantic, traveled into the Bahamas, made landfall in South Florida, and I haven't talked about it since. Well, for the past 5 days, when we've been focused on Harvey, Invest 92L has just been sitting in South Florida, just like Harvey is right now to Texas, and Invest 92L has been dumping tons and tons of rainfall every single day for Miami. But now, Harvey is finally moving northeast, where it finally could form and get the Irma name. Yes, the next name is Irma. The National Hurricane Center is giving Invest 92L a 40% chance to form within 48 hours and a 50% chance to form within 5 days. So it's a 50-50 chance for Invest 92L to form. But if it forms, it's not going to affect anybody. It's just a fish storm. It might bring some rough surf to the Carolinas, but that's about it. Stay safe, and this has been your tropical update, and I'll see you in the next one.